Welcome to today's video. I'm playing a little game called Without a Voice. It's a free game. I'll put in the link of the description. Obviously, I always do that. So yeah, I'm just gonna play for about maybe an hour because I don't know how long this game is, to be honest with you. So what I'm gonna do is just chill out and relax and go with different voices. But this is gonna involve reading, and we all know how I'm with reading. So here we go. Let's start this visual novel. Please note the following game contained disturbing themes and exploiting content. View more. The list is in no way extreme. Oh fuck! For fuck's sake. Exhausting or complete, and not everything on this list represents in every playthrough. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm sorry. Please exercise the cautious while playing. Violence, graphics designed of death or gore, homophobia, incestipede, codependency. Yeah, okay, well, this is a game about reading and I can't read. When the cold, cruel destiny has the three within her grasp, there may endeavor bravely dare to change their path. But the fate cares not which twist road you choose to take. You dance up top her palm with every choices you make. Day one, bitch. It was a morning like any other. The tragedy soon to unfold would affect so few people that time would swiftly forget it. For those involved, however, that morning was a massacre. No. Was a maelstrom drawing them each in closer and closer still. Oh fuck! It all begins innocently enough with a certain exploit prince in a terrible predicament. I love how I know how to say predicament, but all these simple words now, mate. Oh dear, I've run out of firewood. I'm assuming you're gonna ask me to get some, but okay. If only I'd noticed yesterday. And this could have caught me quite unaware. Unaware? What? This caught me unaware. Yeah, people say that. The ex-princess in the question was named Cecilia, and she was the eldest child of the kingdom of Vermont. What is that you say? You have never heard of Vermont? One should not be surprised. This has all happened long before the universe summoned you into existence. Okay, that's pretty cool. The next shipment isn't due for a little while yet. I can't say. But I can't wait. I would not be able to cook or do laundry without fire. Do laundry without fire? You just leave it hanging. What do you mean, bro? What the fuck? Use the sun. What? Do laundry without fire, man. Oh my god. So long had the princess had been living in the cottage alone. She had taken to herself, just feeling lost and lonely. Determined to gather some wood before sundown, I said her name right last time. Cassidy grabbed a hatchet and some line. Oh god damn it! Some hatchet and line, and then quietly quitted the place. But though this outside is quite nice. Once outside, she paused, considering for an unpretentious times whether it would be the best for her to lock the door. Yes, it would, you dumbass. No, no one will come in anyway. My brother agents never enter, and no one else traveled these deeps into the wood. You're wrong. You're gonna have a murderer in your house in a sec. This is why you're gonna die. Naughty Cecilia. Well, it's actually Cassidy, but you know, I just convinced herself, so Cassidy turned away and headed into the forest to begin her mission. Yep, she's gonna die. That's official. She's gonna die. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, her determined and willpower was short-lived. Her determination and willpower. As I thought, firewood isn't just lying on the ground, just waiting to be picked. Why would you think that? I thought you were gonna go out and chop down a tree. Then again, you couldn't chop down that thick-ass tree. Thick tree. But yeah, like I thought you would have went out and just got looked for a small tree and start hatching away. I guess not all wood is firewood though, so I guess that's why. The thought she'd brought the hatchet, she foolishly hoped she wouldn't have to use it. Nah, you're a dumbass. I called her a dumbass. Me, can't read. Oh, yeah. Calling her a dumbass. Facing with so many different types of trees. Most of them are quite large, and you're unsure how to proceed. Look for the smallest one, and then you'll do it. Now that I think about it, how much firewood does I usually use at once? Oh, the more I try to remember, the more I the more I get. The more I get. Perhaps I just subside on fruit and frugal until the next crate arrives. A timely storm growls quirking, putting a stop to such plans. Cassidy lets out a sigh. For now then, I shall return to my favorite place. It will always bring me peace. It's a coffee shop because she's a ghoul. This place holds some magic I've always felt. I'm sure I shall be able to think of something once I am there. Her spirit restored, Cassidy. How fit. For fuck's sake, man. Her line stretched a little higher. Her linear stretched a little higher. Herford, her line stretched. Strategy. Cassidy helped her lines strategy a little high. That's not how you spell it, for fuck's sake. It was not long until she would be comfortable again, she thought. God damn, man. I wish I could read. Why, you are as radiant as ever. There were many views to take pleasure in this forest, but this one in particular always brought her delight. Though she had lived here for some seasons, the tree before her seemed never to change. I don't know much about the Wisterer. Are they meant to stay in bloom year round? Bro, I swear then I better be roasted. Perhaps the winter here are mild. Yo, this looks like a song, so I'm gonna sing it like a song. Winter shall wither not when flakes of winter fall. No. I'ma call it Winster. Winter shall wither not when flakes of winter fall. Yeet, all must someday perish while heeding the natural call. But the nature wields no power over us. Power over all of us. Oh, for fuck, whatever. A clear Winchester voice caught Cassidy's attention. Ooh! Cassidy's heart sunk in her throat as she followed the sound and caught sight of a woman sitting there. How did you not see her? She had never before seen a woman so breathtakingly beautiful. My apologies for interrupting your poem, oh. That wasn't a song. Whatever, madam. It was okay. It was only a compliment. You did not interrupt. It was only a compliment. It was only a compliment. You did not. You did not interrupt so much as improved it. Fuck me, bro. It was only a compliment. You didn't interrupt me so much as improve it. Oh, then all the better. But it is not safe to be deep in the woods. Terraria not. Terraria. Tari not. I live here. It is quite safe, I assure you. I have lived here much longer than you have. No harm has ever come to me in the woods. Perhaps our experience may differ. Certainly, I consider your point. Cassidy paused a long while, unsure of how to carry on the conversation. How strange. How strange. I used to make small talk with all the countries as if it were nothing. Has time truly affected me so much? You say you live here? I do. I have never seen you. I'm quite sure of it. I would have remembered someone like you, cutie. Whereabouts do you live, if you don't mind me asking? Hardly a strong throw away from where we stand now. A stone throw away? How could that be? That is highly suspected. How can that be? I suppose she does not wish to expose where she lives to utter strangers. That is reasonable. She seems to be quiet on her guard. I envy your view of this lovely place. I do not envy me. Do not envy me. You can sit next to me. What could that mean? How drooling. How droll. Oh, where are my manners? My name is Cecilia. I too live nearby. You can call me. I'ma call you Al. Eleanor. I'ma call you. No, that's not how you spell Eleanor. I know that. Ello. I'ma call you Al. Al? What a lovely name. Besides, I was already aware that you lived nearby. Just a little creepy, you know, like, just a little bit. What, how? I've seen you before, albeit from a distance. You come here often. Oh dear, I must have been making a complete fool of myself. I'm sorry that you have had to witness that. Why are you apologizing? Cassidy thought back to all the compliments she'd done under the tree, and all the time she'd slid slid her all the time she'd slid her trying to gather the fruit. There were many other truly magnificent memories she started at the ground in shame, stared at the ground in shame. When she looked up, however, Owl was smiling. Cassie felt tenderness wane. Her tenderness. So, what brings you back to this place? I want to calm myself. Calm yourself? What for? What could possibly cause you distress? What a sore tone. Does she think I just daydream and lazy about all day? Many things. I'll have you know that at this very minute I am on a mission that might mean that the difference between life and death. Getting fruit is, I guess that is your food. Alright, okay, fair point. I can't argue with that. Oh, and yet you daily here. What could this mission involve per tale? I've seen many present. My present is not wanted here. I shall return to my search for further width. Just as she was about to turn away and leave, Owl and the whistling tree behind her. Cecilia heard Owl laugh softly. It was a bewitching sound. I see I have offended mildly a mere lady. No offense was meant. I can assure you. Really? Yes, really. And truly, I would never wish to cause you pain. Tell me of your mission. I have run out of firewood. Upon hearing this, Owl stood up and just dusted herself off. Allow me to be of service. Oh no, I couldn't possibly improve. Please, this tree suffers so much every time you shed your tears and frustrated upon it. Yet desperate her embraced words. Owl was tireless, helpful. It was she who taught Cassilia to gather small bits of kindling and to use the hatchet when the provided insufficient. If you wrap those smaller branches together, they shall burn just fine. I see. Oh, I'm certainly glad not to have to chop down a whole tree. I was worried about that. Yes, once fall, a tree could never rise again. Well, it can, but it just takes the fucking mick. Like, it'll take 10 years just to grow the same size. And take of their fruit and their branches, but spare the roots and lifeblood. Lifeblood, so fuck. Lifeblood? Do trees have blood? I mean, some people think that, yeah. The forest is quite old, you know. Yeah, I wish it would stay forever this way, but men have trouble leaving things be. Yeah, we like materials. I'm not gonna lie, we're greedy fucks. This distraught between Owl's indifference experience and the bitter tone of her voice made Cassie heartache. She must have had a bad experience. She must love Dre. I'm not just straight up say she had a bad experience. We humans are meddlesome things, aren't we? Perhaps I make too light of her feelings. I thought that was rather an intelligent thing to say. I keep on forgetting about the voices even though they're not that different to each other. You truly love this forest, don't you? I love how I keep on changing the fucking voice. Yes. Yes, in fact I feel that I am a part of it. And it is a part of me. How beautiful. That sounds creepy. How beautiful. The two continue through the forest, gathering wood and passing the time with easy conversations. As they walked leisurely, the sun began to sink. So too did the stature of woods over Cassidy's shoulder sag. Shoulder sag? What the fuck? It seems you have gathered plenty of wood now. Surely that would be enough. Turns out she uses all of it in one day. You, yes, you're right. The time has quietly gotten away from the exiled princess. I wonder why you were exiled. Now that the afternoon together was coming to an end, Cassidy was afraid and hopeful, which was perhaps more dangerous still. Then, excuse me, Miss Owl. Yes. Might I, that is my, we meet again? That is, what? Might I, that is my, we meet again? Might we meet again? You have no idea how happy I am to meet you, another person living in this woods. And a woman at that. Yet the expression on Owl's face showed that she had in fact some ideas. I was about to suggest the same thing. I was about to suggest the same thing. You might find me in the area most afternoons. I see then. Until tomorrow. Would that we meet so soon, my lady? Oh my fucking god. Would that we meet so soon, my lady? I don't know if this is me or if this is some next level shittiness. What does that doesn't make sense. Should we meet so soon, my lady? With that, until we meet again, whatever, man. I'll bowed and with that, Owl bowed and left. Her steps almost no sound with a graceful woman. She's not just beautiful, but elegant and smart. Let's hope nobody's in your house waiting for you to kill you. As she walked back. I actually had to skip that. Alright, well, I don't know whether to continue or... Oh, I must have clicked a button by accident. Oh wait, whatever. Oh shit, I fucking skipped the word, sorry. That Cassidy forgot all about her vegetated and the weight of her burden. She certainly is the opportunity. Alright. She certainly is optimistic. Oh, that's not opinionated, but she must have so much experience living independently than I. I hope I am not a bother to her. If you were, she would have said, I don't want to speak to you again, but okay. And with that, the once princess returned home, blissfully unaware of the roots that were this very moment grabbing hold of her heels and pulling her beneath. Day 2. It is said a fool repeats his day, changing the naughty, but expecting change. I post it. These men are by rooting hostages. They expect naughty and are being naughty satisfied. Day 2. Fucking hell. Holy shit, man, I swear down. There is a sort of melody one feels when closing a book from the final time. Feeling its last words wash over you as you leave its world and return to your own life. It was I really do hate myself. I don't even know what the fuck that word is. That Cassidy has grown used to it. An elegant, I must say elegant. In her formal life, she had received the best education that money and... Well, apparently I don't fucking know how to poet. And bread might buy. Now that bright mind was left to languish, fed by nothing more than a single new book each fortnight. By now, Cassidy was in her habit of reading very slowly indeed. She shut her last tome at a place it upon the table next to her half-written letter to her brother. I never sound quite myself in these letters. In these letters. I could never be a voice actor if this is what I do, but oh my god, man, I'm gonna fuck up something. I could never be a voice actor. Fucking hell. How do you write from a distance to one whom you once saw daily? Simple, you say how are you and that's it. I'm joking. It's easier to talk in person, to be honest, so I don't blame you. And how do you write anything at all when your life has grown so dull? She decided to pen a few more sentences on how moved she felt after reading the book and how profoundly distracted she was by the ending of it. Whenever you read a book and the ending is good, you know, like it kind of leaves you in a hanger, but you like it enough to be like, yo, this is a great book. Yeah, that is pretty good. But keep in mind, every time I read in my head, I read perfectly. Like the words I can't read now, if I read it in my head for some reason, I read it perfectly. It's like I have a problem. Family is important, but so too is what the fuck? Recognizing the value of what you have before it is too late. If only the king had realized what a wonderful daughter he had. And I hope that you realize how much you are loved by me. Your one and only sister. She paused, overcome by sheer feelings, and decided to keep that final bit to herself. Aww. She should have written. Oh, I did it again. Okay, right clicking does the saving thing. It was too desperate for comfort and the princess did not whine so. No, that wouldn't do at all. How unbecoming of me. With a sigh, Cassidy stared at the crackling fire. She had more than enough firewood now to last her until her next shipment of. The sigh reminded her of Owl. I wonder what Owl is doing at this very moment. She probably has nothing to do. She's probably at the forest walking around like do 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 do. And just imagine her bopping. She could not fathom the day-to-day life of such a mysterious person with a tone beyond her imagination. How curious, so engaging it was now impossible to ignore. So the fair Cassidy resolved her to take a walk and considered seeking the other woman out. If you don't lock the door this time, I'm gonna do something. Perhaps I'll even stumble across where she lived today. Wouldn't it be exciting to surprise her at her home? No, but we'll pretend that's okay. But then again, there's no way to communicate back then. Well, because by the looks of it, she doesn't really have many contacts outside her home. Thinking nothing at all of how inconvenient, how overly forward and impatient it might be, she departed immediately. She didn't lock the door. Once outside, Cassidy took in a deep lungful of crispy forest air. How lovely is it today? Hardly a cloud in the sky. She took a measured step into the forest, considering scanning the area around her on the lookout for this illusion de miracle. What the fuck did I say? My Eleanor live in the cottage like mine. She's so elegant. I can't imagine her doing her housework. Then again, I could hardly imagine myself doing housework not so long ago. Oh, how times change a person. Well, at least you know that. Cassidy reached her beloved oyster tree before long and engaged drank in the sight of it. She ran up to the tree and encircled it with her arm, as if meaning to embrace it. Hello, dear tree. You are looking as lovely as ever today. Thought I certain somebody sitting not beneath you. You're both this afternoon. Sit not beneath your board this afternoon. She led to one side and then the other, looking around the tree forest to see if she might spot a window or the billowing of the chimney smoke. Sadly, she could make out only more trees. I cannot suppose that Eleanor lives in the treehouse. Does she? Certainly not. Certainly not. Oh. Startled, Cassie jumped her foot and crouched unhelpfully on one of the tree's roots, sitting her failing forward. Falling forward. Careful. Eleanor arms shut out at once. Her vice-like grip sneered the once prince just in time. Eleanor's touch was so cold, yet her movement decisive. Cassidy's heart raced. Oh, was she truly worried for me? It took Cassidy several moments to regain her composure. Eleanor took a look at a bit shaken. Thank you, Thank goodness you'd arrived when you did. Thought truly to be told if you hadn't startled me, so I wouldn't have fallen. Is that so? I shall endure to be less frightening. I shall endeavour to be less frightening in the future then. Wait, I just sound the same. Oh dear, she might have mistaken my meaning. I was only trying to cover up my embarrassment. Perhaps Owl was joking. That is not necessary. I do not understand what you mean. Certainly, I do not think you frightened. Why, you did kinda say that, so I mean, then why did I say? Oh, your earlier words seem to suggest. Your earlier words would suggest otherwise. I was merely oh, never mind. How confusing you are. Still, how curious is it for us to meet here again? You came here often. I live nearby. What is curious about it? What is curious about it? I'm merely saying that it is spontaneous. It must be fate. Fate has nothing to do with it, I assure you. Oh, but it is so much more romantic to think of it as fate. I can think nothing less romantic than fate. Perhaps this is something not yet possible for you to understand. Don't speak as though you're much older and wiser than me. Eleanor laughed a little. How old are you anyway? How old do you think I am? Roughly 20, 21, around the 20. Cassidy stared at Owl, gazed deeply into her eyes as if she might find other women's secrets there. Older than I first thought, perhaps. Older than I first thought, perhaps. Ah, wise answer. Eleanor tripped her head slightly. The motion seemed to indicate a desire to walk on, and Cassidy was only too happy to comply. Together, the two women strolled. The time together was making by compliments silence. Cassidy, never before a quiet girl, was desperate to feel it. But in what conversation might appeal and Owl interest was unclear. I can't read for shit. I'm not doing this again. I probably am. I'm lying. I probably will do this again. She peered shyly at Owl's face in profile, so striking and noble did it seem. She has the air of an What could someone like she be doing living in the forest? Then again, I'm not the same I'm not in the same position. Perhaps it's something she's find difficult speaking of. An icy gust of wind whistled through the clearing. Casual caused Cassidy to shiver and rub her bare arms. The sun will be setting soon. It will grow colder. Perhaps you should. It was then that the question Cassidy had rumored on over all afternoon burst forth. Would you like to come to my cottage? Would you like to come to my cottage? Eleanor appeared quite overcome. Is that wise? Whatever do you mean? How could you extend such an invitation to one such as me, whom you hardly know? You're entirely too trusting. I'm surprised that you two solitude women ought to stick together out in these wilderness. Besides, who else have I to invite? I sometimes feel quite lonely out here, don't you? Eleanor turned her head slightly and gazed into the forest behind them as if peering at something only she could see. Loneliness, then I see. Very well, I will take you up on your offer. Therefore, puzzled by Eleanor's haste, Cassidy was overjoyed that her invitation had been accepted. There was a spring in her steps as she led the other woman to her home. It was only in front of the cottage that Cassidy suddenly understood what impatient thing it was that she was doing. In this house cleaned enough? She could not seem to recall when she had last swept there, or the air out of her bed. Is this where you live? Yes. It is charming. Thank you. I wish I could take more credit for that. The house was here long before I arrived. Even the furniture is not truly my own. Still, it suits you. Thank you. Blustered by Eleanor's reaction, Cassidy finally gained courage to follow through. She opened the door wide and gestured for the other woman to enter. As Eleanor did so with her usual slow measured steps, Cassidy could not help but notice the other woman's feet clearly visible in the slippers she wore. Her toes are curled. How odd. They stayed that way even as Eleanor entered the house. Perhaps the manner of walking is purely for the sake of elegance, but also necessary. Had Eleanor some sort of pain in her feet? Cassidy pondered on this and resolved to ask about it when the opportunity arose. It was quite a spacious. You're living here alone? It is quite spacious. You're living here alone? That's right. Is it not so bad I do not have anyone to tell me what to do or where to go? I have freedom now that I've never known before. Perhaps, but sometimes I believe being tied down to something is easier. If you do not realize you're being straggling, it is just pleasured, light-headed feeling. I don't really understand. It is all right if you do not. Ellen Owl walked slowly from one part of the room to the next, her fingers stripped, ghosting over every surface. She looked to seek the essence of each object, taking in every minute flawed a description. It's truly natural. Cassidy wondered what Eleanor might discover about her if she allowed it, if only she dared. It was unbearing quiet. Just then, Eleanor came across the book Cassidy had finished reading. Oh, that is a book my brother sent me. I get so frightened frighteningly bored here that those books have become my sanity. I expected a new shipment soon. Your brother? Eleanor was silent for a time, discussed the new information that her eyes filled on the half-finished lecture of her place next to the book. Cassidy followed her gaze, eyed wildly. She led forward to snatch the letter away. How much had the other woman seen? She colored the marker. The bird is far away here. Yes. Is it beautiful, the place where you once both lived? Is it beautiful the place you were once both lived? I have not once seen it in equal more beautiful than this cottage prison of yours. Cassidy could not hide her surprise at Eleanor's position choice of word, nor could she hide her sudden tears. It's not like I do not appreciate your tone. I notice you do not disagree with me. However, I decided to, you do not understand how much my brother cares for me. You correct in at the last one thing there. What? Cassidy angrily dried her tears and looked to the window. It has gotten dark. Oh my, how rude of me. I have not offered you a tea or any refreshment. Do not trouble yourself on my account. I must away. I do not mean to impose for so long. You are hardly an imposition. You are kind and good. Cassie's face lit up. Kind and good things do not survive long in a world such as ours. And then you kill the mood. Thank you, Al. And just as quickly as it had come to a sudden rush, Delicate left her, browsing her head through. The other woman was out the door and gone, leaving her hurt and confused in her wake. I have to believe that Alex loved me, even not what will become of me. When she looked out of the window, glimpsing the same view that Owl had just beheld, what Cassidy saw before her was but a blank uncertainty. Without wisdom or experience, storm shall in weather be. But when you are nearby, dear one, no storm can bother me. Day 3 save. So this will be the end of the video, and I hope you enjoy. I probably put this in 2 parts. If not, then I'll put it in one whole part and then let you guys watch it, I guess. Sorry for the bad reading. I should learn most of the words that were in here, but I don't know if the grammar was off as well. Like, I'm not too sure, but then again, it's probably the way I was reading it, so still seems like an interesting story. I already see where this is going as well, so it should be an interesting story. I'm gonna go off now, and I hope you guys have a great day, and well, peace.